Hi, Video House and the team of Subah Ki Chai wishes all its viewers a very happy 49th National Day. Subah Ki Chai, title sponsor Brook Bond, 3 Roses. We believe that great taste can go with good health. Marketed and distributed by SDL Group of Companies. Co-sponsor Kebabs and Curries, Rooftop Mustafa Center. Presenting sponsor Asia Home of Talent, the platform to your future. Knowledge partner SP Jain School of Global Management, ranked number 5 in Asia by Forbes. Official travel partner Air India. Special fares to Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. Why pay more?
Good morning Singapore to all my viewers across the Asia Pacific region. रात को जागना, सुबह जल्दी उठना, and the thing that keeps me going through the night is Brook Bond Taj Mahal tea, India's best tea since 1966. रात को जागना, सुबह जल्दी उठना किसकी याद दिलाता है? Children's stress and parents nightmare exams. जी हाँ, education पर show करेंगे आज, education and careers. लेकिन उससे पहले, have you logged on to asiahomeoftalent.com? Not yet, then do it soon. क्योंकि ये वो जगह है जहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो वो episodes of सुबह की चाय that you've missed. Not only that, अगर आप super talented हो तो अपने videos हमें दिखाइए. Log on to asiahomeoftalent.com and upload your videos now. Of course, फीडबैक और कमेंट्स ज़रूर भेजना. तब तक हम पियेंगे सुबह की चाय थोड़ी स्टूडियसली.
Makeup by Lakme. Makeup that's like your second skin. Marketed and distributed by SDL Group of Companies.
Education nurtures the present, strengthens the future. Like Mr. Nelson Mandela once rightly said, education is the weapon with which you can change the world. Of course, अब आप कहोगे इतने सारे successful लोग हैं, who are probably not that educated. एक काम करते हैं, 2 बहुत ही interesting success stories लेते हैं. लेकिन formal education की ज़रूरत और अहमियत आप जानो तो ही मानो.
I've got a master's degree in marketing communications. But if you ask me whether that helped me to set up my business, I would say no. Has my degree helped me in any way to be a successful entrepreneur? Maybe 10%, 20%. But all the other things, all the other knowledge that I got was through my interaction with the people around me.
The importance of education in today's world is dramatically different than what it was a few decades back. As you see, most industries, most employers have a different perspective and different expectations today. Knowledge, which was the primary source of or the criteria for gaining its, for increasing one's professional growth in an industry or a market, has now become parallel to the competencies and skills that are required in today's students.
When we talk about education, it's to acquire knowledge. Knowledge is very, very important. But for an entrepreneur, more than knowledge, the application of knowledge, that is actually called wisdom. That's more important.
But it's also very important to have a very diverse knowledge, experience, and understanding of your various social clusters, of your various competitors across the countries, and be able to leverage that information, be able to leverage that skills and competencies to be able to create a better product or service. If you have a better product or service that dramatically changes the consumer behavior or dramatically gives an enhanced level of customer satisfaction to any consumer, okay, you are ready to become a good entrepreneur there.
Nice story ना? Storytelling में तो हम माहिर हैं. Storytelling. Singapore among other countries आपको पता है really inculcates this habit or a lifestyle of reading and storytelling amongst its various beautiful, well-equipped libraries. In fact, the readers are really satisfied for they greet with books here, and of course they inculcate a strong habit of reading which becomes an integral part of their growing up years. चलिए एक काम करते हैं, let's meet someone who's very interesting and who's going to tell us the importance of storytelling and why it is a must for kids.
A long time ago, in the plains somewhere in the valleys of India, there lived a very rich zamindar, a landowner. They say he owned all the land that one could see, to the north, to the east, to the south and to the west. They say he even owned the trees, the earth, the waters, and also the people that lived in that valley. I mean, there's a big difference in telling stories to children and to adults. The main thing is the attention span. So when I work with children in preschool, it has to be highly visual. So there needs to be props or puppets or things that they can hold on to. And the stories should just be short and sweet. 3-minute, 5-minute tales, action stories with rhyme, stories where they can also tell together with me. I mean, when you move away to the adult audience, definitely they can sit there and listen to 90 minutes of a grand epic. They don't need puppets and props.
Raise this Chris and ask why.
You know, in a global society where there's a lot of intermarriage and children who live in different countries, how do you give them that feeling of rootedness, being anchored to a tribe, to a race, to a culture, a belief system? It is really through the oral stories that we share. And that's why it's important to keep these stories alive and to keep telling these stories and to resurrect many of the stories that are not told. It's always nice to start with a personal tale, a story of what happened to you in your childhood, what happened to your siblings, what you did in school. And then it's nice to tell a story that was told to you by a grandparent, an uncle, or an aunt.
One fine day, I'll tell you a true story. Came home. My daughter was on my wife's iPhone and she was actually searching for Akbar Birbal. She was 5 years old and she ended up watching something we didn't want her to watch. That actually struck me. And we thought there's some way we need to, because I can't take kids away from screens in this new world, we have to teach them in a different way. We just take one photo of yours and we put you inside a movie. A dad and daughter can be in a book, and you can get your own thing to play on, for example, snakes and ladders with your family. If you upload one photo once, you can use it hundreds of times over and over again, nothing else to be done. And one very interesting product that's coming out from us is we'll be releasing the first movie where a kid will be a star with Chhota Bheem as a superhero. Let me show you one of our favorite books. This is called Tuzo, My Adventure with Daddy. Daddy can be in the book, Mama can be in the book, Papa, Mummy, Dada, Dadi, कोई भी रह सकते हैं. बच्चों को सिखाने के लिए बहुत अच्छी किताब है. It's fun. And मेरी बेटी की favorite scene है ये वाली. Papa came home and I looked out a window and I went for a walk with Papa. So these books I think will be fun and engaging and they'll love to read. This is a 3D printer. It's one of the best machines available in the world. So if you see here, what's happening is, this is where the first set of printing happens. This, if you see, is actually printing human heads. As we told you, we take one picture, we feed the 3D model into the printer, and you can see it prints layer by layer. First, it'll print one layer like a page. Then the unit goes back, it spreads powder again, prints one more layer over the other. Imagine printing 2D one layer over the other. So you go in one more dimension, that is called 3D printing, and that is what 3D printing does. And what comes out is a beautiful figurine of yours. You could be a cricketer or you could be just a zebra.
Subah Ki Chai, title sponsor Brook Bond, 3 Roses. We believe that great taste can go with good health. Marketed and distributed by SDL Group of Companies. Co-sponsor Kebabs and Curries, Rooftop Mustafa Center. Presenting sponsor Asia Home of Talent, the platform to your future. Knowledge partner SP Jain School of Global Management, ranked number 5 in Asia by Forbes. Official travel partner Air India. Special fares to Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. Why pay more?
Kebabs and curries, vegetarian and non-vegetarian cuisine. Rooftop Mustafa Center.
And welcome back to Subah Ki Chai. Before we move ahead, एक बार फिर से आपको याद दिला दे asiahomeoftalent.com. If you haven't logged in yet, do it now because जो episode सुबह की चाय के आपने मिस किए हों, you can catch it there. Not only that, अगर आप में है कोई हुनर जो आप डिस्प्ले करना चाहते हो, you can feel free to upload your videos, comment करें, feedback करें, and make sure I reply back. Moving on, जब टैलेंट की बात हो रही है, जब हुनर की बात हो रही है, let's move to an institute that knows very well how to hone the talent of their global leaders. Well, I'm talking about the SP Jain School of Global Management. Resourceful, integrity, respect, teamwork. The institute thrives on these values and strives to churn out successful management graduates year after year, making it a name top in its game for achieving core excellence.
Today's learners in the 21st century are much different than they were in decades past. Part of it is because they're influenced heavily by technology. They can avail themselves of many different media in order to learn. And we as business schools have to adapt to that as well. And at SP Jain, we've worked very hard to create a much more engaging classroom experience. So when students are in our classes, they're not just getting a one-way lecture. In fact, they don't get any one-way lectures. They're what we call engaged learning, which means a variety of activities occur within the class. It can be a case study, which is a vigorous give and take between the faculty and the students. It'll be simulations, which are software-based exercises in which students have to work on a real-world situation in a confined timeline using the software that intersperses new data every time that changes the decisions they have to make, so it makes it very real for students. They have exercises that they have to undertake in class as well, where they may play a different role based on what the faculty assigns in class. There are in-class projects. But the bottom line is the classroom has to be a stimulating, dynamic experience. We think that's also fundamental to making good, effective business judgments. And that's actually kind of key in the case of business decisions overall, because there isn't just one answer. You need to avail yourself of many different approaches. And by teaching students in a more engaging way, they learn that very quickly at SP Jain.
You know, in a survey that was done recently in the US of US university students, 88% said that they went to college to get a better job. Our students are the same. They've invested a significant amount for just that goal. At the same time, companies of today demand a whole lot more from their employees. They want their employees to be, the main thing that they do, they want their employees to be professionally ready. This is where corporate readiness steps in, to bring those required skills that the companies are looking for and incorporate that into students. Let me tell you how we do that. It's a very intensive program that's very bundled with the academic curriculum in SP Jain. How we do it is, it's an evaluation, feedback, assessment loop, which consists of workshops and mock interviews and role plays. The workshops deal with effective creative communication based on the students' Tri-City program in Dubai, Sydney, and Singapore. It also deals with effective structured and analytical communication using the case study method. After these workshops, we put the students through mock interviews and role plays, and we give them assessment on how they are presenting themselves visually, verbally, and in the written form. At the end of all this, the students come away feeling very confident about what's required for them when they meet with their interviewers and at the jobs, and also further on in the company whether it be a social conversation or business type communication with their clients and their management.
In today's age, we are living in a global environment, and we need professionals who can handle the global complexities that come in the global business environment. This Tri-City program ensures that managers and leaders can be developed who can handle the global complexities. The Tri-City program offers a unique blend of 3 different cultures: the Arab culture in Dubai, the Asian culture in Singapore, and the Western culture in Sydney. So, with the local engagements that we have in each of these 3 cities, the students, they get to understand and appreciate the local culture and the local business practices that are prevalent in each of these 3 cities. And we obviously know that these are different for each region. So bringing the blend together, that is what makes this program unique.
In addition to a full-time MBA course, SP Jain also has a part-time executive MBA for working professionals.
I put in my application form that I had actually attempted to pursue MBA before. For various reasons, several reasons, I was not able to actually pursue it. But now it's set in stone. I intend to earn my MBA here in SP Jain. And again, you ask why SP Jain. The modular structure of the program that they conduct actually appeals to me. There's for 32 modules, you are able to take it 1 week at a time. So you're assured that in 1 week, you are able to complete a core or specialization course or subject, leading to the completion of your MBA. The other thing that appealed me is actually the flexibility on the payment scheme as well. And did I tell you that I'm impressed that they have a campus here in Singapore? You cannot say that is true for the other offshore MBAs that are present here in Singapore that I came to know. This time around, it's actually set in stone. I intend to pursue and earn my MBA here.
At SP Jain, there are certain characteristics we want the ideal graduate to embody. There are 5 traits in particular. One is global intelligence. How aware are they of what's taking place in the world? Can they connect the dots, if you will, between disparate pieces of information in different regions to understand how to make a more informed decision? Do they display a level of creativity and innovation in their decision making? And by creativity and innovation, we're looking at, can they come up with multiple scenarios and solutions that reflect an understanding of sophistication and complexity that goes beyond just the simple analysis at the surface level? Do they have good and effective communication skills, both orally and writing? So we want them to obviously deliver, like any business professional, a top-notch business presentation. But in addition, they have to have the capability to do thoughtful, penetrating analysis and write clearly as well. Are they able to function in a team? So teamwork is another key trait that we look at. And functioning in a team means collaborative skills and also knowing when to lead and when to step back and be a part of a team within that context.
The MBA program will allow you to actually see how the other industries conduct business, best practices that they do, especially if you are limited into a single industry all your career. All this and the other benefits that come with pursuing an MBA makes the investment in time, money, the effort well worth it.
Subah ki Chai, title sponsor Brook Bond, 3 Roses. We believe that great taste can go with good health. Marketed and distributed by SDL Group of Companies. Co-sponsor Kebabs and Curries, Rooftop Mustafa Center. Presenting sponsor Asia Home of Talent, the platform to your future. Knowledge partner SP Jain School of Global Management, ranked number 5 in Asia by Forbes. Official travel partner Air India. Special fares to Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. Why pay more?
The fresh, crisp fragrance of new denim body spray. For the man who doesn't have to try too hard.
SP Jain School of Global Management, ranked 5th in Asia by Forbes. Personality of the Week, brought to you by Brute, the essence of man. Marketed and distributed by SDL Group of Companies.
Well, I'm a big proponent of further education, and I always tell people and clients that it's now an age of continuous education and development. So you can't just stop at one degree. And this doesn't mean just short courses and training as well. I'm a proponent of getting multiple degrees through one's career. It's very important, and I think it has a lot of benefits. Some of them are that it obviously helps to upgrade your knowledge and skills. It can be a great experience in terms of meeting new people, seeing new places, new companies. It's also useful to get a bump in your career. So often it can lead to rising up the ladder faster. And I guess it can also help with certain situations. Like if you're making a career change, education is one part to do it. I've done it myself a couple of times. If you're re-entering the workforce after a number of years, again, education can be a good pathway to do that. If there are two candidates, both having the same background, the one who presents himself in the best way is going to get that job. And so for people who are looking for jobs, it's important to look at each part of the process and make it as effective as possible. Starting with profiles. So your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile should be excellent. It should convey the depth and breadth of your experience well. And more importantly, it should have enough information about the great things you've achieved in the workplace. Then moving on to interviews. Given your background, given your job search target, it's easy for someone to say, okay, this is a list of the questions that I can expect from employers. So you need to prepare responses to each of those questions, practice them out loud, that's very important. So practice them out loud in front of the mirror or catch a good friend or someone from your family, and prepare for interviews. And again, make sure you highlight your achievements through the interviews to kind of bring your experience to life with employers. Then is executing the search. So how do you spend minimal time on the job search and get maximum leads and opportunities? And that's a question of using job sites in the most effective way, getting the attention of recruiters, which is very hard. So how do you get their attention? How do you deal with them? How do you develop relationships with them so that they'll help you in your search? And finally, how do you bypass job sites and recruiters to contact the source of jobs directly? So hiring managers in your companies of interest. What are the different ways in which you can do that to go to the source directly? And in the end, for all of this, you should have a plan. What am I going to do every week? Stick to the plan, keep executing, keep doing what's working, stop doing what's not working. That's about it. I'd also like to thank Subah Ki Chai for having me on the show. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Personality of the Week, brought to you by Brute, the essence of man. Marketed and distributed by SDL Group of Companies.
Before you fly high with that thought, फिलहाल it's time to fly high courtesy Air India. तो आज का मेरा Air India का सवाल कुछ ऐसा है. How many flights does Air India operate in a day between Delhi and Mumbai? सोचिए और जल्दी भेजिए. भेजने आपको कहाँ है? जवाब भेजिए on inquiries@videohouse.com to claim your free ticket to London if you win the lucky draw. On that note, it's time for me to say goodbye. Miss ना करें मुझे, और अगर मिस करो भी, then make sure you log on to asiahomeoftalent.com, जहाँ पर मैं हमेशा logged in रहती हूँ, because all you guys can chat with me out there. जो missed episodes हैं of सुबह की चाय, you can catch it there, और आपका जो हुनर होगा आप उसे भी वहाँ पर upload कर सकते हैं. So asiahomeoftalent.com is the place where you and I can connect. Okay? So see you, take care, bye-bye. I'll see you next Sunday with a brand new flavor. Have a great week.